me a cynic or whatever, but I kind of feel like with the money, and it all goes back to the money. This is why I'm bringing it up during our economic awareness training. Is that the money is everywhere. Money is this amazing thing that can be beautiful when it's beautiful, but it can be ugly when it's ugly. And really, it's as much as I talk to you guys about money and what money can do for you. I also really am a person that will warn you that money really is a drug. Money is it's kind of like its own type. It's a financial fentanyl. That's what it is. It's financial fentanyl that basically ends up corrupting so many parts of your society. There are some areas of society where money should not be involved. And money should not be involved in specific areas. I'm going to say things like politics. I think they need to take money out of politics because then your corporations and your billionaires are going to run everything. Money should be taken out of things like healthcare because you shouldn't be allowing the decision to let somebody live or die be based on how much money they have. That's kind of terrible. What else? I think money being involved in things like your educational system causes a lot of inequality in society that just isn't fair for everybody, and it creates this sort of really crappy outcome where certain people get access to certain things that everybody should have access to, and the list kind of goes on and on. And so money is not something that I believe should. It's interesting because if you ask me my position on money and finance, as a financial scientist, I will say money is something that is involved in almost every leg of our society, but money really shouldn't be involved in a lot of areas of our society. Like money also corrupts things like even your health, your food. The EPA, or is it the EPA? No, that's the Environmental Protection Agency. The FDA, that's supposed to keep your food healthy. They've been corrupted by money. So so whenever they try to go in and say, okay, Americans shouldn't be eating this or eating that, because it's going to kill them. The money comes in, the money walks in, like the money's like a person, like, the money just kind of walks in. I was going to grab my little puppet, but I don't know where it's at. But the money just kind of walks in with a little briefcase and it opens itself, it lays itself out on the table and says, here's a whole bunch of me. And that's going to change your opinion. And that's going to get you to justify pretty much anything that we ask you to do. That's why to this day, there are foods and stuff like that in the United States that we are told to eat or that we are told are safe that are actually banned in other countries. Did y'all know that? How many of y'all knew that? How many? Give me a yes or no if you knew that. That there are a ton of foods. I was really shocked by this. There are a ton of foods that we eat in the United States that are banned in other countries. So I've heard people talk about, when they go to other countries, I've seen them literally say, I went to this third world country and I was so much healthier than I am here. I went to Guyana with my wife, which again, that's another area where money's interesting. Again, because this is economic awareness training, I like pointing out all the places that where money has an influence where maybe we don't see it. But in Guyana, where they just discovered a whole bunch of oil, so that's created a whole bunch of problems for Guyana. Kind of like how Diddy used to say, "More money, more problems." Well, Guyana has more money, more problems because they have one of the largest oil reserves in the world. And but when we were in Guyana, my wife and I were out there, and I remember noticing like the weight was just falling off. I wasn't eating that much different from what I was eating in the United States, but I was literally slimming down and feeling healthier. So generally speaking, if you connect the fact, again, just talking about money, and because we're here to talk about economic awareness, even the really big spike in cancer rates in the United States. Does anybody give me a yes if you know this? Give me a yes if you know that. I think the last study I saw basically said that 40% of us in this room are going to die of cancer. The 40 to 50%. Like almost half of us in this room right now are going to go out from cancer. And give me a guess if you have a relative who's died from cancer. Both my parents have cancer right now. And it's kind of in remission, like, but still, I don't feel like cancer goes away really. My grandma died of cancer. It's kind of very common, right? So I think a lot of this is connected to the money. The money is so you have these financial cancers that can actually cause real cancer, and a lot of it is linked to the food and the healthcare system. Think about this. This is what's a crazy little financial fact to kind of chew on. Isn't it insane that you have the most expensive healthcare in the world, but you're not even in the top 10 in terms of quality of care? Did y'all know that? I mean, how many of y'all knew that? Give me a yes or no if you knew that. That in the US we spend more money on healthcare than any other country on the planet, but our healthcare isn't even top 20. It's not. I don't even know if it's top 30. I think that we were right behind like Costa Rica in terms of quality of care. So I'm sitting there thinking, wait, if we're spending the most money, Why are we getting the best care? That's insane to me. And this is what money is kind of doing to the society. So I want to make it real clear for those that are new to our economic awareness training. I'm big on studying the science of money. I think it's very important for us to understand money. I think financial and money consciousness is the most important thing you can do as a survival mechanism in this society. But I'm also a person that wants to remind you that money consciousness means also that you can't get to the point where you have this money worship or this money glorification. If you start worshiping money like a god, then that god is going to curse you like the devil. If you make money into your god, then you're going to find out that money quickly turns into the devil. So don't let the devil eat you up. You know, like Denzel Washington said, you go to the party just long enough to leave, and you got to leave before the devil gets there. So same thing is true with money. I want you to know, I want you to dig just far enough into money to get what you need and to be financially successful, but you got to leave the party before the devil gets there, because there's a lot of people that have lots of money that are engaged in just horrific life experiences. You might look at maybe you might look at a Diddy or Trump as examples of this. I don't know what your opinion is politically. I don't. It's okay to have an opinion. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican or in between. So just know that that's not what our goal is. We're here to talk about the money. All right. So anyway, first of all, I did not greet you all this morning. I'm very sorry I didn't do that. Sometimes we just get started and I just jump right in.